Okay, welcome back, you endemic ethos. And yes, these alliterations are getting worse with every attempt. And today we're back warming up because I'm garbage, all that good shit. And continuing onwards with perspective, cluster, and rotate from the broken draw exercise. I added the rotate part because, again, I'm trying to make it more difficult. So I really, like, when it comes to these, I'm just, because it's difficult to, because the biggest fuck, man, I really can't. I cannot finish my sentence. What I'm trying to say is I want to make interesting designs, right? Interesting, like this, but it's difficult for me. I put myself in almost a bubble, like a cage of sorts, a bubbly cage, right? Made out of semen. And it's a bit viscous, but if I pry my fingers hard enough, I can stick my pee through. So, that being said, yeah, I just want to make interesting designs. But I put myself in a cage. What else? So what I need to focus on mainly right now is proportion. I want to keep the sizes of the things I make like this sort of size, right? This is a bit too big, you know, and kind of just let my mind go where it wants to go. Yes, really know what you want to draw before you make a mark. 100%. I want to keep visualizing that. I'm gonna limit myself right now to 3 shapes. Let's just limit myself to 3 shapes, 3 to 4, right? It's like working memory. We can only remember up to what, like 6, 7 to 9 at the higher end of items in our brain, in our short term, right? So the same thing is with drawing, but obviously it's a bit more difficult. At least that's my bro sciencey way of understanding it. So it's a skill, so I can work my way up, right? The lower end is 3 to 4. Let's start with 3 to 4. So with that being said, proportion, line quality, and just 3 to 4 shapes at a time. That's the most important thing right now. Apart from growth mindset, of course. So let me think. Bit of a different perspective than what I would have liked, but that's okay. Okay. It's also a bit off perspective. Okay, so I've started with something like this. And then we can trying to think. What sort of shape do I want to make from here? Again, like my mind is the camera angle, so I'm really trying to keep that in mind as well. I love how difficult this is. This is honestly like it's at the end of the day, it's all problem solving, right? So the problem I'm trying to solve right now is how do I visualize while keeping that visual in my mind and then moving forward with the shapes I want to make, but do I know the shapes I want to make as well? The only way to know that is to just go forward with it, right? Roughly what I had in mind, roughly. I think I've already fucked it up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty off, but you see in the perspective I made off here as well should have been wider. But those are the things you have to accept while you're going through with it, right? I am trying to make something quote unquote complex. So okay, and that's kind of an interesting thing I tried doing. I tried doing a addition, right? And this is supposed to be a sort of vase or vase, whatever, like shape. And if we do it on the back as well, okay, that's coming out a bit too much. Right? And then I can maybe like so. Oh, my back. Okay, let me rest my brain. I guess that's somewhat interesting. Yeah, honestly, I fucking love drawing. Even though this looks wonky as hell, just the fact that I'm able to even do something like this makes me so happy. It honestly, yeah, once you just let go of the expectation of the result and accept whatever it is whatever it is, it really opens up the doors. Okay, now what angle? Hmm. Keep the proportions in mind as well. And I guess I'll have this. Fucked up the ellipse there. Okay, this is kind of going around. So trying to think. I think I messed that up. But it's supposed to have a bit more of a curve, right? Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Shit. We can still work around this, I'm pretty sure. Just gotta ignore that. It's not gonna be perfect. I think that's too much of a curve as well. But yeah, it's a bit wonky. This is not this shape, that's for sure. It's fine. Let's just... This goes out a little bit, right? Right, and it's a bit bigger. And it feels like maybe I messed this up a little bit. Okay. And then let's do... Not really the same shape, per se, but it's okay, I think. Like, this really got messed up, obviously. But now it's its own thing, which I like as well. Although this perspective's a bit off. Then we have a fucking giant ass cone. Okay, so definitely messed up the proportions, starting with this, right? Like this especially made it a lot larger, and I don't even know if that looks like anything. And I know my unconfident lines don't help with that either, but that's just something I gotta work on, right? Which is something I say all the time, and who knows, when I'm better, hopefully, um, I will be probably saying that as well. I fucked up the perspective for this as well. I think it's supposed to be more like that, maybe. Right? This one's okay, but this one I think is too wide. We're not supposed to have this. It's like that. I think. Yeah, it's cool though. This is actually, it was good. Let me just take another break. It really is all about perspective. Haha, no pun intended. But I wouldn't have been able to see myself doing something like this a year ago. I would have hoped, but I thought this would at least take like 5 years to get to this point. But no, it's just about pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, right? So let's do something else. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Let's bring that a bit further. And okay, that's interesting. And then maybe. You might see what I'm trying to do here in a little bit. It's not going to be exact. And of course, I'm still trying to imagine things. Okay, so that's not centered either. But okay, and then see what else comes after. A lot of this is being made up, obviously, but let's see. Hmm. And again, the thing I'm thinking of is an inspiration for what I'm actually drawing. So it's not actually what it is, you know? But I'm trying to think. Okay, so that works out over there. Now this is the main culprit, I guess you could say. And I could have it be like that, I guess. Okay. Now I just need to really focus on and I am making a lot of mistakes, of course. Well, I guess I can tell you now because this doesn't look anything like the shape which it's supposed to be. But I basically started off thinking of lawnmower, right? Some sort of handle, some sort of thing coming out, right? Blades is what I tried to convey. And honestly, no matter what this has ended up becoming, I think at the very least, it looks pretty interesting. Let's just cover that line up. That was just unconfident mark. Yeah, that is something. I guess I can leave that as that, and then let me try the difficult part now, which is rotating this. It's funny, I always try to say simple, 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 and then I make it more complex. But this is good. Like even just doing something like this, I think is good. Um, I mean, what I could do is just break these shapes down, right, and then put them together. I could do that too. Although I do have this feeling that I'm not thinking hard enough, and I don't know how to circumvent that. The whole higher level thinking, whatever. Okay, let's move these pens out of the way. Gonna get in the way of my hand. Yes, 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 I should be drawing with my shoulder, all that gay shit, but I prefer the fingering, as you can see. So, alright. How am I going to do this? Because that's a pretty complex shape. Because this is where I really have to think, right? So let's have fun doing that. And if I have to draw through the line, I guess I will, because this is pretty difficult. Okay, so that's the first step, which is not bad. This is hard as shit. I wasn't talking about the drawing, by the way. Really trying to keep the perspective in mind. I made these a bit bigger, but I'm gonna keep the other shapes the same. The most important thing is to take my time, because if I don't take my time, that's when everything goes to shit, right? The whole point of this channel, and really the whole point of my practice, is to take my time, demystify art, right? Because art is not something that's done immediately. The skills we see online aren't done immediately. A lot of these artists who are like 5-minute sketch guys are actually spending longer, and that's okay. And the thing is, the definition of a sketch changes as well, as per the individual doing the sketch and how they define it. Okay, whatever, I fucked that up, but okay. Most important thing now is this, right? So I have rotated it. Is now this is on this side. That means these are going to be over here on this side, right? No, wait. I see. It's going to be over that way? Well, one thing we do know, that this bottom side expands outward. That's incorrect. It's supposed to be like this. Yeah. Okay, and same thing here. Again, I think I'm obviously I don't think I'm doing broken draws cluster thing exactly how it should be. Maybe I should really simplify it down, right? That's probably ideal because something like this maybe isn't the best bet. And I'm really trying to just think about the overall shape that this is, like the entire thing while I'm drawing this. Something like that. Let's see. Okay, so it should go inward. Something like that. Yeah, that tip to just imagine as if you're the cameraman really helps. Even though this is like wonky and shit, it really helps. Because I'm literally just imagining me looking down and seeing this. Just keeps going. Okay, whatever. That's not perfect, but let me just take a little break. And then I still think I messed up the proportions here. Like, this is obviously a bit bigger, but now we're on this side. Like, we're seeing this over here now, right? And the underneath it. I had to make up, obviously, like what the bottom would look like. But now it is going inwards, going out. I see. Okay. I'm gonna think about it, but I think this is good. But yeah, I think thinking in a few shapes at a time is key. So now we got this. It's going inward. And I know my lines have been a bit shoddy, so it's not the easiest to see. But technically there's something going a bit in, like so. Right? And now we have, oh, it's like a curve. Like so. Let's try to visualize this being turned again. So it's here, turning it over. How does this look? Is it more of a sharp curve? I think so. Like that almost. Same thing here. That. And then well, we know this exists. And it's aligned. Yeah, see, I did fuck up the spacing a little bit. But then it's like going all the way down, right? I should have made it a bit lower, but that's on me. I'm still figuring this out, so that's okay, right? I'm really happy that I get to showcase this, to be honest, in terms of video in progress or whatever, as my art progress, because genuinely, I think people, a lot of beginner artists, I don't know if my target audience is beginner artists. Autists? Yes. Freudian slip, which was completely intentional, evidently. Yeah, you're all a bunch of autists, but especially the beginners. They look at amazing art and they're like, oh my god. Yeah, and that translates to, I'm not like that. Why me? Why me? I don't want to put the work in. So this is my way of showing you that, hey, look, you too can become God, like I. Okay, so what's happening here now? I think I messed this up. But I think I'm just gonna have to roll with it, right? I have to make this a bit longer, seemingly. And then it'll just come out. Yeah, I'll have to be much longer so that way I can. Okay, so it'll have to be like. Oh, wait, shit. There you go. That's the line. Right? That just goes all the way across. Oh, wait. There you go. Okay, so definitely mistakes were made. Wait, I don't even think that's correct. It would be. This is the thing. I wasn't patient enough. So now we have a conundrum where I'll have to actually change this a little bit. Because I didn't think about the perspective. My issue here is that I didn't think about the perspective. That's the main problem that happened here. Right, because this is not what this is. But, you know what? We'll have to leave this because it's getting too crowded and none of this is starting to make sense. So we'll just leave this as is. And yeah, make it like this instead. Because I messed up the perspective. And that's not good. Okay, this literally ended up going to shit. But it's because my lines weren't that clean and I think I overshot it. But I still learned a lot of valuable lessons, which I can carry on. But and yeah, like this, lots of mistakes. Basically, the most important thing is the fact that I didn't, like over here, right? Didn't think ahead for shapes. Yeah, for shapes or perspective. There you go, amazing handwriting. Yeah, let me just rest my brain for a little bit. Oh, it's already been 40 minutes, damn. I would like to fill maybe this up, but we'll have to see. You see, like this is how long it takes, right? I spent 40 minutes drawing mediocre shapes and trying to rotate them, and failing a lot in terms of proportion, line quality, all that stuff. But that's how you learn, you know. Oh, and also, I think after I'm done this entire segment of broken draw, the warm up stuff, I'm probably actually just gonna practice lines specifically, like every other time I warm up, because they clearly need a lot of work. And yeah, that's all I have to say. But let me just rest. Okay, I guess let me just try filling up this area. Well, maybe I could do smaller perspective clusters that are still difficult, because these end up becoming a bit more complicated. So maybe he just, because he mainly I think wanted something more simple, like I kind of didn't proportion this as accurately as I should have, but maybe it's just something more simple, like this. Maybe that's what he meant, right? Simple perspective cluster. Maybe not. It's very difficult to think about an entire shape. Let's try a shoe. Let's just think about shoe and see what we can do from shoe. So what does a shoe look like? Well, we know that it opens up with a cylinder, like so. And then it's kind of like a manipulated contour, right? Got some laces, which we can just make. And my lines are really suffering today. That's the laces, right? Maybe there's even a sort of wedge shape, like so. And then if we were to get it from the back, something like right? That correct? Not really. Oh god, my brain is not only is it dying, I am. Oh, and that's off perspective. Okay, I need to stop. Damn, dude, I am not following the perspective cluster essentially exercise how I should be. I only have 10 minutes left. I can still say this was a good session because I still tried, but I feel as if I'm losing my focus, and that is difficult. There's a huge part of me that just wants to crumple this paper up and throw it away, but that is something that there's no point in doing. So let's really try again to think. Well, I did. This is the thing you'll notice with my practice. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then clearly I didn't even utilize that. So let's actually utilize that, why don't we? You know, I didn't do it this entire fucking session. So random shape, woo. Okay, and then another random shape. I don't know, something more curvy, like that. Okay. What can we do with that? Well, that random shape will be something like I think I already kind of fucked it up. No, wait. Is that what I did? Yeah. A little bit different. And I don't know what that is, but maybe we'll have to add it in at some point. See, this is just simple contour manipulation. Okay. And where do we go from here? And then we could do something like, I don't know. And that's where I get that shape from. And then this can also be a little bit of a contour manipulation. we... Honestly, maybe I just shouldn't hold myself back with clusters and how Broken Draw does it, right? If it's just clusters of shapes, why don't I just practice making clusters of shapes? That'd be much more fruitful. As long as I'm keeping a general perspective in mind, that should be what matters. Go do that again. That actually looks kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess today my practice is a bit in disarray, but I'm not going to say it wasn't fruitful, because I still feel like I visualized and I tried to do something, but I think honestly going forward with these cluster practices, I'm just going to allow myself, I'm not going to limit myself. I feel as if this was the most creative thing I've done so far, just because I kind of just went with it. But again, like this is the contradictory part of my learning, right? Where I'm like, okay, really focus, try to create something that you want to do, but at the same time, I have more fun doing these interesting combinations than anything. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I just gotta keep visualizing, I guess, is the main thing, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, see, I'm already having so much more fun doing this. And this doesn't really need to mean anything either, but I'm just having a lot more fun doing this. Okay, then how would that work? It's supposed to be a sphere. Oh, it's way too big. Honestly, I think I'm going to utilize these perspective cluster practices just to make interesting shapes and to really get into that habit. Because fuck, man, this is so fun when I just do it like this. Like, holy shit. Look at that. I don't even think that's accurate in terms of perspective, but that was just really fun to do. Right? And yeah, the lines are wobbly, but I'm coming up with this on the spot, which I'm very happy about. Look at that. That already looks so much more interesting than anything I've done, in my opinion. And this was just me allowing myself to play with random shapes. Yeah, I mean, everybody says, oh, make sure you play when it comes to learning. But I think I'm actually starting to understand what that means. I'm so fucking contradictory. I know every video I'm like, oh, guys, I'm enjoying the process. Oh my god, I want to kill myself. But I think leaning into this is so much better for me, right? Like, what else? Okay. Like, even something like, again, I'm already. This is so fun because I'm still trying to think about perspective. I'm still trying to think about form, but I'm just allowing myself to randomly do shit, right? Without actually caring too much about the actual end result, and that is extremely liberating. And I know it's getting like messed up and stuff, but I already feel as if this stuff is so much more interesting than anything I could have ever come up with. whatever, something like that. Like that already looks so much more interesting to me than whatever I could have done before. Something like that, whatever. The point is, this was actually a very fruitful session because I feel as if I'm actually starting to understand more on how I want to explore, right? Still want to take my time and visualize and all that stuff, but having fun with shapes is going to allow me to do that. The more I can just have fun, visualize, and just keep going, right? I think that is what's going to be good for me in the long run, right? Maybe the best thing to do is just think about a random word. Pen. Literally just think about pen. Okay, so maybe I could do something like, okay, right, we got something like this. This pen-like shape comes down, right? And then maybe there's just like a smaller cylinder coming out. But there's a plot twist because, let's see, something I want to do. It's like a claw or something. Again, I know that I'm kind of rushing right now because of time, but that already kind of has more interesting design, right? Than anything I've ever done. And I'm not even thinking about design. I'm just trying to think what would look cool. I think that's the word I need to use for myself. What would look cool? See? Like, that, in my opinion, is already so much fucking more interesting to me than whatever else I've done, right? And then I can build off that. I don't know. I'm still learning, right? But I had so much more fun doing this, and I still felt as if I visualized it and tried to do something. What's another thing? Ring, right? Okay, so ring. So this is literally like a ring I have, right, on my finger. And I'm thinking a lot of cylindrical stuff. I don't know why, but I am. Right? And then you could have something coming out like this. And that's just, I guess, I don't know, like that's just like a ring-like shape. And when I do this, I'm actually even more interested in visualizing it because I'm just curious as to see where this goes, right? Nothing special here that's happened at all. What's another thing I could say? Hair. Okay, hair is very difficult to draw. Actually, hair doesn't really fall into line with this type of stuff. A hammer, right? A hammer. I'm gonna draw a really tiny hammer here, but even a hammer, I don't know what a hammer looks like, but now it's starting to get me to think. Okay, there's something like that, then maybe something like this, then a box comes out. I'm not putting so much pressure on myself as well as the main thing, right? It's like that maybe, and then it comes in this way, and then it's like that, like a contour manipulation of sorts, right? Who knows? Literally, who knows? But now I've got a hammer-like shape, right? Maybe there's a little gap there, and maybe this thing needs to have more support, because this feels as if it's too big. But like, I can think about that and then do another version where it's like, okay, like, so let's make this shape a bit smaller, right? And maybe this is where the hammer comes out. Like so. Right? And now we still got this little pointy thing up here. And I could think like, okay, maybe it's actually more rigid this time around. And then we have another cylinder over here. Right? And then I wanted to make the base bigger. So what would the base look like? Maybe the base is also a manipulated shape of sorts. It comes down like that. And there you go. There's like my second hammer iteration. Right? What if I just want to add like an interesting, like really big ellipse there, and then make it a little bit of a manipulated shape? Ta-da, hammer on a pedestal. I don't fucking know, but the point is, look how much more fun I'm having by creating these random little shapes, right? And obviously, this is me doing it very quickly. I will slow down 100%, and I'm doing it on my own. But play is actually very important. And the thing is, I was still visualizing this. I was trying to visualize this as much as I can. We can even do another one. Let me just turn this upside down, right? Actually, no. Fuck it. We can even do another one right here where I say wheel. Okay, I don't know what a wheel looks like, but I know what a wheel-like shape could be. So it's got something like this maybe, right? And I know there's like shit going out, so maybe we could just start off like that, right? Like so. Trying to always keep the perspective in mind. Okay, so this is like maybe a wagon wheel, right? Maybe it's something like this. But what would that wagon wheel even look like, right? Am I doing this correctly? I don't know. But now I got something in perspective, and I've got something that I can sort of move off from here. This looks pretty mid right now, but I don't care about that. I'm trying to think, okay, what is a wagon wheel, right? I don't know what that looks like, but I do know that maybe I can manipulate the shape a little, right? Like so. Make this come out like this, right? Really emphasize those contours. And this is not a good example. Of course it's not a good example, because I don't know what a wagon wheel looks like. But now I'm just trying to figure things out as I go, right? The perspective is off, and it's also very hard to draw from here. But the point being, even though this is a fucking horrible last example, it is something where I just wasn't using my brain for that at all, but it is something I can allow myself to experiment with, right? Rather than forcing myself to create something interesting based on like, oh, okay, lawnmower, what's something inspired from a lawnmower? I can just think, okay, what the fuck does that look like? It's curiosity. I wasn't drawing with curiosity before, but now genuinely, purely just through this, like, look at this. In my opinion, this, where else? This thing, right? This thing, these are all so much more interesting shapes. Even something as simple as this, in my opinion, looks more interesting because I'm just being curious. I'm like, what if this is there, right? So yeah, that's just what I think. But again, I was kind of rushing through all of these, but even through rushing and poor line quality, I feel as if it just graphically reads better. And I think it's clear, at least for me, that curiosity equals just more fun, equals better shapes, and yeah, like going from there. So I will take my time, obviously, moving forward. Like, I will take my time, but fuck me, that was very fun. Up the bum. All right, and with that being said, thank you all for watching. I don't know why I keep doing that shit, bro. I fucking hate doing that stupid YouTuber. Thank you for watching. Oh my god, give me a like. So yeah, thank you for watching. Oh my god, give me a like. As always, keep drawing and please give me money. Thank you. Bye.